The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
About a month ago, I put out a video titled, "If you want to save Star Wars, contact Disney directly. Here's how." And it was an okay success. A lot of people seemed to believe in the idea. A lot of people seemed to shut the idea down, and, well, I just considered those people lazy because complaining only does so much. So instead of complaining to us, I thought I'd give you the opportunity to complain to the top directly. And some of you took that advice and took the information and contacted Lucasfilm. And lo and behold, Lucasfilm has responded. So I have a letter from a friend of the show, Evan Christinger, directly from Lucasfilm, and the letter reads, "Hello, Evan. Thank you for your letter and taking the time to write us. What fans think of Star Wars is extremely important to everyone at Lucasfilm. We value feedback from our fans, be it positive or negative, and we appreciate your passion and dedication to our brand. We're sorry to hear that we lost your support and confidence, as we do hope you'll change your mind in the future. However, we respect your decision and we appreciate your candor. Thank you again for writing, Evan. It means a lot to us to hear your concerns. May the Force be with you, your friends at Lucasfilm." So you think, oh, that sounds pretty nice, that sounds pretty generic and basic, but to me it sounds pretty stubborn. I know in PR you have to respond in a generic way as not to offend anyone or to damage your own brand, but this almost seems like Lucasfilm knows and just doesn't care. But they will care when Episode 9 comes out and it's a mess. When people tried to tell them about certain things, they refused to listen, and now they're in the situation they're in. Now, Evan said that he approached Lucasfilm in the positive, polite manner, and this is what happens. Somebody did read his letter, and somebody did respond back. Do we know if Kathleen Kennedy heard about it? Maybe. I'm sure there's a 5-minute segment. There was a 5-minute segment at Lucasfilm where they discussed, oh, there's this channel that's trying to get people to complain to us. They probably had a laugh and took a sip of their $18 coffee and told us to fuck off. And then some letters started to show up. If a lot of letters started to show up, there would be more concern. So I'm not making this video to tell you guys, oh, you need to write more and do all this stuff. I just wanted to show you that being tenacious does work. If you're dedicated to a cause, you can make anything happen. So Evan did write that letter and he got the response. If you were one of the listeners that did write a letter, let us know down in the comments section because I'd like to know what you got. And if you do have a letter, send us an email with it at worldclassbs@mail.com, and we'd like to cross-reference what Lucasfilm said to everybody. Is this a generic coverall letter that they write to anyone that complains, or did they actually take the time to write an individual letter to our friend Evan? It'll be interesting to know that. If it's just the generic letter that everyone writes, well, then it goes to show you they really don't care about you. One thing that Stan Lee used to do is he would take the fan mail and make it more personalized. Hence, the people would write into Marvel, and he created this fan base that overtook DC relatively quickly. DC, on the other hand, would write letters that would say, "Dear Sir, we're sorry you didn't like Superman 247 XYZ, editor Julia Schwartz." Marvel took the approach, "Hey, Rob, sorry I didn't like X, Y, and Z in the book, but maybe next time we'll try harder. Here's a no prize for noticing this mistake. Your friend Stan." A few moments like that really differentiates a customer service interaction and makes people want to get more involved in it. So if Lucasfilm did that, I applaud them for taking the time to write Evan directly, but if they didn't, they can go fuck themselves. It's no big deal. I mean, it is Lucasfilm after all. They pretty much fucked up. I mean, have you guys heard about this new name from Solo: A Star Wars Story? I shit you not. There is a new Star Wars character.
And his name is John C.
Named Therm Scissorpunch. And this comes from Newsweek.com. This isn't from some fan site that's claiming that Meryl Streep is confirmed to play Princess Leia. No, Newsweek, a reputable source. No fake news here. You know what? I'm going to combine this video. Instead of me just talking about the letter from Lucasfilm, I thought I'd combine this Solo: A Star Wars Story news. Solo: A Star Wars Story has a character named Therm Scissorpunch. We hereby award the Han Solo movie the Elin Sleaze-Bagano Memorial Worst Name Trophy, created in honor of Star Wars Episode II Attack of the Clones character who tries to sell death sticks to Obi-Wan Kenobi. A good Star Wars name is a delicate thing. It should sound appropriately alien, but also have some resonance to us. Emperor Palpatine evokes ancient Roman. His first name, Sheev, is less powerful. Darth Maul is ferocious. Admiral Piet sounds sniveling. Or they could just be fun to say, like Ponda Baba, Sebulba, Mon Mothma, Neen Num, or Boba Fett. Some of the best Star Wars names use English words to discordant effort, as if we're reading a mistranslation. Salacious B. Crumb certainly is salacious, but is he also messy? If there's a reference in there, maybe we're meant to think of R. Crumb. Wikipedia says yes. It's not surface level. There's always a danger that a Star Wars name will be too on the nose, hewing too directly to a word's English language meaning. Instead of slippier evocations, only protagonists like Luke Skywalker and Han Solo should have a name with overt heroic or roguish overtones. Names can be especially tricky when real-world titles are involved. For me, General Grievous is just on the wrong side of that line. Count Dooku just on the right side. Grand Moff Tarkin, with his made-up but weighty honorific, is better than either. So far, Disney's new Star Wars movies have played it safe. Rey, Kylo Ren, Poe Dameron, Jyn Erso, Finn. All names that work, but don't dare any goofiness. That looks to change with Solo: A Star Wars Story. A recent Dennys promotion, don't ask, revealed several characters from the upcoming Han Solo movie, many of which we've seen or heard of in other promotions or trailers, including the badly named Moloch, which doesn't even bother to cover the biblical origins or anything alien. But while I can get used to Argus Six Eyes Panox, who has double the typical grand ocular complement, Therm Scissorpunch exhibits many of the worst Star Wars naming traits. Therm Scissorpunch. They're not trying. This is bullshit. But then again, it's Disney Star Wars, so what do we expect? Something classic and iconic? Nope. But let's talk about Dennys real quick. Dennys isn't even the place you want to go at 3 in the morning to eat. Dennys is the place you go to if you're low on gas, stop off at an exit in the middle of North Kakalaki, and you're hungry as hell, and gas station food just isn't going to cut it. So you go to Dennys and you order your Grand Slam breakfast with a cup of coffee and a side of disappointment, and you eat it and you leave, and you feel like there's a hole in you. And now Star Wars, the brand of brands, the Cadillac of brands, the Rolls Royce of brands, is now associated with Dennys. Why? This doesn't even begin to make sense. McDonald's, biggest fast food chain. Well, used to be. Maybe Chick-fil-A is beating it. I don't eat fast food that often, so I don't care who's number one. Point is, McDonald's, a big chain. Burger King, a big chain. But Star Wars goes to Dennys. Did they have to pay Dennys for a licensing deal? I doubt it. I doubt McDonald's or Burger King wanted to be associated with Star Wars because they've done it in the past and maybe it wasn't a good investment for them. Now, I can guarantee you that this Dennys promotion is not going to get me into their restaurant because of Star Wars. Like I said, Dennys is like an embarrassment. It's like a Kmart IHOP. Nothing there is actually that good. You go there because it's there. I can count the times I've eaten at a Dennys on one hand. Hell, our local Dennys went out of business like 20 years ago, and no one has ever said, man, I could really go for some Dennys right now. Why? Because it's fucking Dennys. Ugh. But I guess this is an indicator of the quality of Solo. Because if Star Wars is the brand of brands, Solo is the drunk uncle at Christmas that hits on your cousin and is asked to never come back. Therefore, the next year he goes to his girlfriend's family's house, where he's also promptly asked to leave and never return. I know I'm harping on the Dennys thing too much instead of Therm Scissorpunch, because Therm Scissorpunch sounds like a lesbian alien. What do you think Therm Scissorpunch sounds like? I think it just sounds like a bad idea. I also feel like it's a Lucasfilm being too cocky and confident. We know about the whole writers group, how Kathleen Kennedy had to take a month to get around women she liked. Well, she is a dick, so it fits either way. Nothing out of a Disney Star Wars film, has an interesting name. Like they said, Kylo Ren and Finn and Rey and Poe. Boring names. DJ? The guy, Benicio del Toro's character, is like DJ Tanner. All I want to say to Disney is cut it out, okay? Cut it out. Fuck you guys. Come up with something cool. Therm Scissorpunch isn't cool. Therm is okay. Something punch sounds okay. But Scissorpunch? Scissorpunch. That is too on the nose for a character from 1965 Marvel Comics. Or 1975 Marvel Comics. Or whatever year the Gibbon appeared in a Spider-Man book. And the Gibbon is a dude in a Gibbon suit that Spider-Man fights. And the guy's superpower is that he can jump real high. That's where we are creatively with Star Wars. It's the Gibbon situation all over again. So that's all I have to say about this situation. The letter from Lucasfilm was very interesting and very telling. They just seem to, give you the basic old PR heave-ho and then, hey, goodbye. I'm sure there's a million other people. But the fact that somebody actually took the time and wrote the letter makes me proud, because it just goes to show you that someone like Evan cares about Star Wars and wants a change. And on this topic of Dennys, I'm sorry, but Dennys is an embarrassment. Like I said, Dennys is the last place you go when every other place in town caught fire. Those are my thoughts on Dennys. I've never had a good experience at a Dennys. The last time I tried to eat at a Dennys in 2012, I left without paying because my food never came. So I guess I owe the Dennys Corporation $2 and change for a Coke. You guys can come collect later. But that's it for today's video. It was a double feature. I thought, why chop it into 2 smaller videos? Because clicks? Nah. I thought I'd give you guys a better piece of entertainment instead of a whole bunch of snippets here and there. But I'll be back later in the week with more content here on World Class Bullshitters. And this week's episode of the podcast is something completely different. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it everywhere you can. If you're a super fan, make sure you check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/worldclassbs. $1 a month goes a long way. $5, which is only 17 cents a day, goes even further. You get access to all kinds of great digital content, digital poster, and there's an awesome community over there that you can't replicate anywhere else on the internet. Only the most diehard World Class Bullshitters fans are there, and it's a lot of fun. But if you can't afford that, not a problem. Don't feel bad. Just go over, join our Facebook page, watch our videos, spread the good word of World Class Bullshitters. Get your friend involved, and then they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. And then we'll have 1 million subscribers and we'll be able to take over the world and change entertainment for the better. So thank you for watching, and make sure the next time you play Street Fighter, you hit them with the scissor punch.